We aren't murderers, despite what this Undertaker says, but we are the Godfather Minute. I'm Alex Robinson,
and I'm your co-host Andy Robinson.
And this is the show in which we break down the movie The Godfather 1 minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson,
and I'm your co-host Andy Robinson.
And today we are discussing minute 8.
E minuto otto.
E minuto otto. Otto?
Yeah, I think it's otto. Otto.
Otto.
E minuto otto.
Otto Titu. Oh, sorry, wrong show.
Wrong show. There are no droids. There are no droids in this movie.
These aren't the droids we're looking for?
Nope.
So this is minute 8 of The Godfather, and it starts off with the Don is escorting Bonasera out of his office, and he's saying, until that day, accept this justice as a gift on my daughter's wedding day.
And I want to point out there is a big difference, well, not a big difference, but a difference between the movie and the book. As you know, Alex, I'm painstakingly making my way through the book, and it is different from the movie.
How so?
The book is different than the movie. The book is different than the movie. The book is different. The book is different. The book is different than the movie. Yeah.
In the movie, the Godfather says, accept this justice as a gift on my daughter's wedding day.
That's in the movie?
That's in the movie. That is the movie,
yeah. All right, so we'll be back next week?
Next week with Godfather Minute number 9.
Number 9?
In the book, Don Corleone says, consider this justice a gift from my wife, your daughter's godmother.
Oh, weird.
Doesn't mention his daughter's wedding day.
Huh.
So it is interesting, I think, in both versions, he references family.
Yeah.
So his daughter's wedding day or your daughter's godmother. Why do you think there was a change?
Well, it kind of makes sense in a way because the mother is the godmother of the girl who was roughed up by the thugs.
Yeah.
I guess in movie purposes, it's a little more streamlined to just have it him being the one calling all the shots.
Yeah, you don't want to convolute it with all these additional extended family members playing roles.
Yeah. Although it does conjure the image of like later on when like Vito and Mama Corleone are getting ready for bed. He's like, oh, by the way, I had some thugs roughed up and I said it was a gift from you. And she'd be like, what? It was a gift from me? Now like, she gets roped into it.
That's right.
She has to like, now what do I got to do? And, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it.
Now she has to find something for Bonasera to give to her.
Yeah. She's like, dude, at least invite us over for coffee or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of coffee.
Yes.
I have a correction. Last week we talked about Sanka.
I remember.
Sanka brand decaf coffee.
I think we said it was decaf, right? The original decaf?
It was invented in like 1903.
Whoa, we were way off.
So yeah, it was so I think maybe just in the 70s was when I became aware of it because I was a kid, so I just assumed that's when it was invented.
Yeah.
But they did say that because Sanka had that distinctive orange like coffee dispenser, that now all decaf coffee, most coffee decaf things are orange, even though it's not Sanka anymore. So originally it was specific to Sanka. Yeah. You and I are both fascinated, but when brand names become the generic terms, this isn't quite the same, but this
But it was a color. I wonder what other products in American history started, kind of created a color associated with that. I can't think of any other.
Yeah, it's tough.
Except greenbacks, dollars.
There's a lot of money in that coffee.
Well,
they did say Folgers has green handles on their coffee, like so they're
even their decaf.
Well, that's the Folgers, the Folgers decaf. They say that to set them apart from Sanka. It's like, oh no, we're not going into some Sanka container. We're the green label. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're not going to orange light you to get caffeinated. We're going to green light you.
Perfect. Yeah. Orange means like slow down and caution.
Yeah, it does seem backwards because if anything, you're going to caution. You want to have caution on the caffeinated version.
Well, no,
Right?
the Folger should be red because you stop because it has no caffeine. So you would totally just like caffeinated
yeah.
should be green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I apologize if anyone got into some bar bet or something over our misinformation last week.
I'm going to have to sell my stock in Sanka that I bought since the last episode based on that advice. We should probably put out the disclaimer now that we are not recommending any financial investments based on anything we say.
This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. There will be no bartering or wagering on anything going on, except between you and me.
Yes.
We can.
We don't have any bets yet, do we?
Totally should.
Yeah.
What do you want to bet on?
I bet you that by the end of the Godfather minutes, that you will have kissed my ring.
What?
I bet you now. I bet you a pot of piping hot decaf Sanka.
You're on.
Because that's such a great prize.
Well, okay, so let's make the Sanka now, and whenever that happens.
Oh, you think you're going to kiss my ring that soon? I should start preparing the coffee now?
Are you saying wait till the end?
Well, I'm saying whenever you kiss my ring, you will have lost the bet. And so I will win the coffee.
And you make the Sanka.
Wait, I guess I'm not winning, though, if I have to make the Sanka.
But, well, you win because I kiss your ring, though.
That's true. It's worth it. You can have as much Sanka as you want.
So basically, I'm like, oh, whenever I want a cup of Sanka, I'll just go over and kiss your ring. And then you have to get up and make me. So anyway, so back to the Don and Bonasera. Well, Bonasera's gone. He's left.
And it's another great demonstration of power. As soon as he leaves,
Yeah.
the Don Corleone talks to his consigliere, Tom Hagen, and immediately delegates the task.
Yeah. To Fat Clemenza.
Yeah.
So he says, give it to Clemenza, who we learn is one of his capo, his captains. Do you think he means, when he says give it to Clemenza, do you think he means Clemenza will do it personally? Or does Clemenza get like a note saying, these two guys are going to be beaten up. Don't go crazy. And then Clemenza's like, oh, Cheech.
Yeah.
Or Frankie Five Angels. Go show these two kids who's the boss.
And then eventually Cheech gives it to someone who gives it back to Clemenza. He's like, wait a minute,
He gives it back to Bonasera.
The service you can provide me is beating up the old guys.
You owe your Godfather a service. Well, here it is. You have to beat up these two guys. I guess he would have to do it.
That'd be the justice.
Yeah.
So I don't think he expects Clemenza. Clemenza is a capo regime, so
Yeah.
he is too high up to be doing it himself.
Right. Although later on we see Clemenza is involved when Michaels wants the heads of the five families killed. Clemenza personally
Yeah.
does it, even though it involves walking up the flights of steps.
Yeah.
You think if he was going to delegate anything, that would be
I guess
it.
that was a big job.
Yeah. Maybe the guy called out sick that day. He's got a cold.
That's true. Yeah, he
He's a
has to
good
cover
kid.
for his guy, Paulie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good kid.
Yeah, Paulie was supposed to do it, but Clemenza's like, oh, I got to do it.
Well, I read in the book somewhere that there is a certain number of levels between the order a Godfather gives and the person that carries it out. And
Buffers.
buffers, whole lot of buffers. I think a lot of buffers. I think I think it was 3. They even numbered them. Now I don't.
Wait, what do you mean?
3 levels in between the Don or anyone giving. Yeah, I guess the Don giving an order and the person carrying it out.
So-
now I don't know if that includes
Bonasera.
if one. No, definitely not Bonasera. I don't know if it includes, like, if one is the Godfather. I think Godfather to Hagen would be 1. Hagen to Clemenza would be 2. And Clemenza to, as we'll see, Paulie is 3. It's just a way to create layers, buffers in between them.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of buffers.
So I think Puzo actually wrote that it was 3 in between.
The rule of third.
To insulate him.
Yeah, that's good. Well, because especially because I'm assuming Tom would go to prison before he would implicate
Yeah.
the Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I might be remembering this incorrectly. I think
33 people.
I think when you have a job that's getting done, you don't just want 2 total guys there.
What, 3?
I think you want 3. I don't want to give it away because there's a scene coming up where that comes up. Should I burn it now?
Go ahead, yeah.
Just burn it? Okay,
Yeah.
I won't give away the details, but later on,
Yeah.
a capo regime,
And again, I'm assuming everyone who's listening to this has watched at least Godfather 1.
yes, but has not made any wagers because we do not
not encourage that.
We don't condone it.
I'd say we even frown upon it.
Yeah, except for bets between friends, like between me and you, Alex.
Yeah.
There's a friendship between us.
It's an understanding.
Yeah. There's a certain respect.
Yeah. Although, admittedly, you have never invited me over for Sanka.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Sanka, they've sponsored this episode.
Does Sanka still exist?
I think it. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm giving you more homework.
It does still exist.
I think it does, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Clemenza goes to take care of someone, and he has one other. Does he have one other?
Are you talking about the leave the cannoli thing?
I am talking about that scene. Let's wait till
We'll get
for
to
that
that,
scene.
yeah.
Well, I'll kick that can down the road.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you're in the mob and you're trying to off another mobster, you would try to ease the person's mind by only having two people, because then the target is like, well, there's only two other mobsters here, so they're clearly not going to kill me, because if they were, there'd be three. Like if you and three other mobsters are hanging out, then you're in trouble, because there's just enough. There's a quorum established that they can just kill you.
There's a caucus.
Yeah, a caucus. It's a caucus. A whole lot of caucuses.
Don Corleone delegates this to Tom Hagen.
Yeah.
I think that would be such a great thing to do. No, I'm not in the murdering business, but
Despite what this Undertaker says?
yeah, I do want to talk about that line. But wouldn't it be great if you could delegate certain jobs to people?
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be all? So what would you want? What would be the highest level of delegation that you'd want to be able to do?
What do you mean? Like what
So
jobs
would
would I want to
be able to give out
delegate?
to people, and they have to do it,
I would say anything from cleaning my house to
but not murder. We're not talking about crimes.
why? Because we're not murderers? Well, clearly they kill people.
Yeah, they do. But
Although, we never
Alex,
do we see anyone die under Vito's reign? A lot of people die under Michael's reign and under Sonny's reign.
that's interesting. I don't think we do.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Although I guess in The Godfather 2, he personally kills the what's that guy's? This is the second episode
The
in a row.
Dark Hand.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyway, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
We'll get to it in 2.5 years once we finish this.
Yeah.
Once we
We'll
finish
have to
this.
remember.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what jobs would you want delegated? I'd say
Well,
wash my car and just
Wash
pick up my
car,
groceries, anything.
Groceries, take out the garbage. Here in Portland, Oregon, it's pretty intense job setting apart compost,
It's a full-time
and
job.
recycles, and glass. We got about 17 bins.
Yeah.
And so I would say, hey, consigliere, give this job to Tessio. He's good at sorting. He knows his compost from his glass.
He's got a good eye for plastic.
Well, here's what I'm going to say though.
He was always the smarter one.
I'm going to say that I'm going to delegate to Tom Hagen to basically say, take me out of as many decisions as possible.
Oh yeah.
Just be like,
but that's
risky.
That's very risky.
Because then the person could get into a lot of trouble.
and then you're making them the de facto Don.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's good. But
I guess that's kind of what happens with Michael. Because Michael, then that's when the Don is semi-retired.
Yep.
And even though he's sitting in meetings, he's not he's just there to supervise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much like the role, like you said, that Sonny was supposed to be doing now. That it's kind of flipped though. He's kind of saying, Sonny, watch what I do.
Yeah.
So he says,
Despite what this Undertaker says.
and this is the first time we learn that he's an Undertaker.
Is it really?
Yeah, up until this point, he's never.
That's right,
Never
yeah.
said like, "Oh, I'm an Undertaker." So
In the book, they start right
Yeah.
away with him being an Undertaker. But you're right; it's revealed now.
So that, in a way, is kind of like the grim foreshadowing, because you know that in the future we're going to need you to do a service for us, and this is where he's like, there's even that dramatic pause. He's like, "We're not murderers," despite what this Undertaker says, dun, 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 like setting up the fact that an Undertaker is going to be, it's like,
and they show in the outtake, they show Bonasera walking away, and he's wheeling a coffin away, like all of the iconic images associated with an Undertaker. Yeah. I do want to talk about the line. Because there is a difference between the book and the movie.
Well, can I just say one other thing?
Oh, yes, please.
So, have you heard of the thing of Chekhov's gun? There's that adage that Anton Chekhov said: if you show a gun in the first act of a play, that gun has to be fired by the end of the You can't
wow.
show
By
a
the end
gun
of that
by the
act?
end of the story.
Oh, okay.
So this is kind of like that. It's like you can't introduce an Undertaker who owes someone a favor
interesting.
without having that Undertaker resolve that
Absolutely,
favor.
yeah. So we all know that Bonasera is going to be coming back.
The first time everyone watched it, you should have known, like, oh, that's gonna.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I think when it actually happens, it's kind of a surprise because by then you've totally forgotten about when he shows up again. You're like, oh my god, that's the Undertaker.
Perfectly placed.
Anyway, you were going to say something about the difference between the book and the movie.
Yeah, just the way these lines are delivered. In the movie, Don Corleone says,
We're not murderers, despite what this Undertaker says.
the book, it's a little more elaborate.
Despite what this corpse valet says.
Yeah, he does. He says,
After all, we're not murderers, no matter what that corpse valet dreams up in his foolish heart.
He actually calls him a corpse
yeah,
valet.
so at this point, in the book at least, Tom Hagen is referred to him as a corpse valet. Don Corleone is referred to him as a corpse valet. I think even Bonasera is poor
I'm
Bonasera.
just a simple corpse valet. Maybe this is like that other thing where the Don, maybe in Italy, literally a Undertaker translates into like someone who moves corpses.
Yeah, it probably does. Yeah. Yeah, there's a great difference.
It's so funny because usually, especially with the funeral business, like they go out of their way to make it sound as bland as possible.
Yeah.
It used to be like great. It used to be like Undertaker even sounds very. Then it became what is it like mortician. Or like a funeral parlor,
Funeral director.
Then it's a funeral home.
Yeah.
Making it sound even more. So
Yeah,
like
they've softened it up over the years. I miss those olden days.
the older than when they call things what they were.
But I don't know if it was in the 40s, but I know way back they used to literally have the body in the living room.
Oh yeah,
And people from the community would come in and
and the people, the bereaved families would be the ones who prepared who dressed the body and stuff like that.
Wow, what a world.
So the whole since then it's been a gradual like distancing of like now it's just like you generally like someone died and you don't see the body until it's all prepared and ready to go and then you don't see it again. But I have to think though that as much as we're like it must have been such a different relationship with the body, the corpse of your loved one, and then the relationship with death in general, but there must be a reason why people didn't want to do it anymore. It must have been like if someone's like, hey, you know what, I'll do that for you, and you're like, oh, thank God someone else is so then it's just a gradual slipping away.
It's a slippery slope, and little by little.
We don't want to have it in our house. Oh, well, you don't have it in my house.
Yeah.
Everyone have their funerals in my house from now on, and then that's how it been.
Yeah.
So
there's different moments in time when those changes were made.
Yeah. Undertaker. Oh yes, and then he goes, despite what this Undertaker says, and then he sniffs the
rose.
He's his boutonniere.
Oh, it's great.
And that's it. It says it in the original script. It says he sniffs his boutonniere. So again, I don't know if that was like a Brando choice or
and then they changed the script.
Yeah, just put it in there because they don't mention the Don's coy
that had to be Brando. Brando at his best.
Actors love working with props and business to do. So, this is also the first time that we hear any other evidence of the wedding.
That's right.
When he opens the door to let Bonasera out, that's the first time you hear music and you hear people out there.
Because it still hasn't cut to the wedding yet.
We haven't seen any other people or there hasn't been any establishing shot or anything. But now, after he does the assignment, that's when we cut outside. Do you have anything else about The Office before we move on to the
that's
wedding?
it. Just what a great...
Yeah, The Office will come back. We'll see it again.
Oh, yeah, we'll be back in The Office.
Yeah.
Still plenty of folks out there online waiting for favors.
They should have cut to that like a line of like 50 people. The Don's like,
and I need to delegate more responsibility. Tom, put on more green Sanka, not the orange stuff. I need to wake up. I need more friends to invite me to coffee. I got a line out around. What have I done? Why doesn't no one want me for coffee? I got people waiting in the lobby.
Too soon.
Yeah, too soon.
Yeah, so then we cut to the wedding, and now we see everyone.
And what a transition. Dark office, gray, very little light, power.
Men.
Talking about death and revenge and respect. And then, boom, you've got this full color, lively scene.
Yes.
People dancing.
Children, women.
Life. Capital L, life. Coffee, wine.
Sanka.
Was Sanka invented? Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was
I wonder if
19
they had Sanka there. Can I provide a little context for this?
No.
The book is very clear.
Sorry, no time.
Okay, well then next time we'll keep pushing the context of the wedding scene.
So give us some context. Set the stage for
It
us.
is the last Saturday in August of the year 1945.
Well, that answers our question. Did
does
we ask
answer the
when
question,
we were asking
yes.
when the wedding was?
Yeah, so I don't know the
Oh,
date.
Late August. That's
the
gotta
last
be hot.
Saturday of August is going to be hot. It's in Long Island.
Yeah.
The war with the Japanese had just ended, so it was another reason. Finally.
Yeah.
So another reason for everybody to be celebrating. And it is the wedding of the Don's only daughter, Miss Constanza Corleone, to Miss
Constanza.
Constanza, who I think folks refer to her as Connie.
Yeah. The Americanized version.
And she is marrying Mr. Carlo Rizzi.
Carlo Rizzi. I remember that Rizzi because when they're doing the at the end of the movie when they're doing the baptism, and that's one of the few words. He's like, "Oh, do you have Carlo Rizzi?" And he says,
Oh, that's
he
right,
Names
yeah.
the the baby that that he's Rizzi.
And so in the book, they give a great description about it. And I want to point this out. Puzo writes, the wedding was in the old Italian style, not to the bride's taste. But Connie had consented to a guinea wedding to please her father because she had so displeased him in her choice of a husband.
Interesting. Classic Italian wedding, and she's going against her dad's wishes.
And I don't think in the movie,
I don't think that's revealed in the movie.
revealed ever, maybe, that the...
I mean, there's a hint of it because he's clearly not involved in the family business, and I assume that if the Don liked him, then he would have been more involved.
Yeah, that's why he gave him more of a bit role.
Yeah,
Just like he had like a numbers racket in some neighborhood.
right. And Sonny also didn't like him because Sonny also doesn't want him when he's like, "No, we don't talk about business at the table."
Yeah.
You know?
Although
and obviously later, Sonny really doesn't like him.
although oddly it was Sonny who
introduced them, right? Yeah,
Carlo to
that's
Connie.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was before he knew he was a schmuck.
Yeah. Well, you got to use an Italian word, not a Jewish
Yeah,
word.
I'll look those up.
Yeah. Does it say how they met or any other details? I mean, obviously,
boy,
Sonny introduced them. Was it at a war bond dance
Well,
or
Sonny was Carlo's from
scrap
Nevada,
drive?
and it doesn't. I'll have to check back. I'll make a note of that and get back. I do have a little bit more about Carlo. Do we want to get into Carlo at this point?
We got a little bit.
Okay.
I don't have much else for this minute, so go ahead. And,
Okay, so Carlo is what Puzo writes a half-breed.
half-breed.
Yes, he had a Sicilian father and a North Italian mother, from whom he inherited his blue eyes and blonde hair.
I think it's funny because to non-Italians, the idea of a Sicilian with an Italian is like, well, you're all Italian then.
I know.
But I guess if you're a Sicilian, that's like a totally different.
Oh, yeah, and even northern
Yeah,
Italy
yeah.
and southern Italy.
Yeah.
It's some people will even say that the language is completely different. Like Neapolitan is different from northern Italian, mainstream Italian.
I remember Francis Ford Coppola was saying when he was fighting for Al Pacino to be Michael, that the studio was like, "Oh, why don't we get Robert Redford?" Like, and Francis Ford Coppola said, "Well, Robert Redford doesn't look particularly Italian, although he could be like Northern Italian, because they have more fair features as opposed to, but they wanted someone who looked like Italian, or Sicilian.
Oh my gosh,
the map of Italy on his face, or whatever.
Yeah, it's amazing to think back. What if they had cast Robert Redford?
Robert Redford and Ernest Borgnine was one of the people for the Don.
For the Don.
Yeah.
Well, I guess back then he was.
Yeah, that was the
for
peak.
the Don, not for Michael.
No.
Yeah.
That would have
That's
been,
what I
been
thought.
very
But he was
different.
younger. This was early.
Yeah,
70s.
he still he wouldn't have been that younger. And so that's the ultimate.
He should have been Carlo.
Robert Redford.
No, Ernest Borgnine. That's why I didn't like him. It's like,
How'd you get who's this guy?
He's 20 years older than you.
He's not Italian. He's not Sicilian. He's not even Italian.
so Carlo had lived in Nevada, but he fled Nevada because of some police trouble, something with a gun. They're vague in the book. Puzo was vague. Puzo wrote that Carlo met Sonny, who introduced him to Connie. I don't think they go into how he met, but I'm just guessing on the streets of New York and just
Or some minor
out and
criminal operation.
And the Godfather had Carlo checked out. He just wanted to learn a little bit more about his background. The Godfather had people go to Nevada to check him out. And apparently the issue with the gun was it was a, quote, youthful indiscretion, end quote, that could easily be wiped clean. Because it was very important that Connie's husband, have a clean record.
Right. suspended a sentence.
Yeah, a whole lot of suspended sentences going on here. That's the kind of friend I want.
Right. So somewhere in Nevada, someone's like, this guy pulled a gun on me, and now this record's been wiped clean. You got to help me.
Yeah.
And it's about, Rizzy.
Another point about the wedding scene is
Yes.
that that Puzo writes about in the book is everyone who's there and working is related to the Godfather family in some sort. So, for example, the bartender was a comrade who donated the liquor and was there serving. The waiters were friends of all the three Corleone sons. The food was made by Mama and her friends. It was truly family, but extended family.
Yeah.
Probably extended to all those people who owed some level of service to the Don.
And it's also probably for like security purposes. Like you don't want to just have some generic catering company showing up where all these criminals and stuff are.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure like everyone here is trustworthy and, is friends. They're all friends.
They're all friends. They've all kissed that ring at some point.
Yep.
Some of them even blew on it. That whistling ring. So it's a great scene. It opens up. It's very bright and lively compared with the previous scene.
Yeah. The wedding goes on for a long time.
Oh, we're going to be doing that the next probably 45 Godfather minute episodes.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
like
long
the next
wedding.
weeks, next
Yeah.
like a couple of months, we're just going to be talking about the wedding.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we're going to be talking about the tuxedos and the dress, the choice
Yeah.
of dress.
yeah, we're going to describe every meal in great detail. Yeah, and what they're drinking. Cabaco.
Holy, more wine.
You know what it was? We meant to look up what Corleone means in Sicilian.
Gosh, can you write that down? We got to just
Yeah.
start taking notes. Do we need an intern?
We do. We need someone to delegate stuff to.
That's right.
Yeah.
We need a Tom Hagen.
Say, Tom, take a note of that. Find out what my last name means.
I wouldn't trust
I'm going
him.
to put you on the next plane to Sicily so you can learn what my last name means.
I was going to say he's not a Sicilian, so I wouldn't trust him.
with that important job.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, Corleone's the name of the city of the town too,
Yeah.
so that might be. It might not even be like
It could be a name.
Yeah. So,
I wonder if it means crown.
you think so?
Maybe. Or derived something from that. Something pertaining to loyalty. Corleone.
I looked at a quick Google search. Italian Corleone means Corleone in English. Thank you very much.
All right. It ends with
Internet.
a name.
Very, very useful there. We'll look that up. So, okay. Here we go. Wikipedia. And Corleone is a real city in Sicily, and the etymology of the name is uncertain. And they have a bunch of speculation, and so it doesn't seem like it's anything ancient Greek, Arabic, Aragonese, Sicilian.
So it's a name.
Yeah. And then there's also theoretically that it could be Arabic because Corleone means lion heart. I guess in. So guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. And his original last name was Andolini.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Right.
So it's,
He took the name of his town.
yeah. Anyway, you were talking about Michael.
Yeah, so everyone lines up and they're going to take the family photo. And at the very end of this minute, the Godfather he says, "Where's Michael?" And then I think Sonny may shrug. And then the Godfather says, "We're not taking the picture without Michael." So he begins to disperse people.
Yeah.
And this is very interesting. There is a key difference between the book and the movie.
Okay.
As you know, I'm painstakingly making my
underst-
way through the book.
Yes. How is it going so far?
It's great. It's a fantastic read.
Yeah.
So in the book, every guest, Puzo writes that every guest noticed that the Godfather paid no attention to Mike at the wedding. It was the opposite. He actually was ignoring him. And there's a little bit of background here. Mikey had been Don Corleone's favorite son before the war, but then joined the Marines.
Right.
So he was very mad about that. In 1944, Michael's photo was in a Life magazine picture with a photo of all the deeds that he had done. And a friend of the Godfather showed it to the Godfather, and the Godfather said, "He performs those miracles for strangers." And so Puzo writes at the wedding that he's ignoring him, but I think that's a little bit different than the movie. It seems that he's like, "Where's Michael? We got to get him in the picture."
Yeah. I feel like In the they included a kind of a line on that along those lines in the movie, don't they? When Michael's talking about joining the Marines, and then and Sonny basically says the same thing, like, "Oh, what are you going to go fight? Like you're going to go fight for strangers?" Something about that, something like that.
The big difference in the book is Puzo writes it very clearly that the Don had expected Mike to be the heir to the family, to the business.
That's definitely different.
Very different, because in the movie, I think they try to portray that he did not want him
he wanted
involved
him
at
to
all.
be out of the.
Yeah, so very interesting. That struck me when I read it, that he had expected him to take over.
Is it stronger or weaker? Is it a stronger dramatic choice to have him be the favorite that the Don was trying to save him?
It's weaker.
It's weaker.
Oh no, it's
the book is weaker or the movie?
I think the book is weaker.
How so?
I think it's better. This story is about power. It's about family. I think it's stronger if Michael never intended to become the Don, if no one expected him to become the Don, and he becomes the Don. It's more of a surprise. So I think it is a stronger story, because it's about him getting sucked into that in a sense.
Yeah, and I guess it's more tragic because not only is it his dreams that are failing by him becoming the crime boss, but also his father's too. So it's like two failings. It's like, whereas if his father had always wanted him to be the crime boss, and he becomes the crime boss, I guess it's a different story then. Then it becomes more Michael being trapped by his father's ambitions as opposed to, interesting.
Yeah, very different. I'm wondering at what point they decided to go that different direction.
Yeah.
And I'm not through the book yet, so maybe Don Corleone very soon changes his mind and does not want Michael to be a part of the family business. No, but I don't think he does, because there are other parts where he says, all along, I wanted this for you. I think he goes that far and states it. So
right.
Interesting
but
change.
In the movie, they definitely make it sound like he wants him to have a mainstream, like a clean lifestyle.
Yeah.
Governor Corleone, Senator Corleone. I don't know why they didn't do it though. Never know.
Yeah.
So also, I think in terms of the movie, I think it's an interesting gimmick to have Michael, the main character, is not there, but that you're establishing that Michael is important to the story because the action is stopping because the Godfather, the most powerful man we've seen, is stopping everything because this one character isn't here.
Yeah.
So it sets up both that Michael is kind of it's setting the stage for Michael because we haven't seen him yet, and letting you know that he's important to Mike, to the Don.
Yeah.
Do you think if Fredo, let's say the situation had been reversed and Michael was there ready to take the picture, but Fredo was like locked in a broom closet or something accidentally. What do you think? Do you think
like the most embarrassing thing that can happen to you at your sister's wedding?
Yeah,
Santino's having screwing girls.
Yeah. So do you think?
Great question.
Do you think the Don would have stopped it? Or would he have not noticed the Fredo was gone? Or
it definitely would have been a different movie if he had
said, hey, where's Fredo? We can't take the picture without Fredo.
Those are the outtakes, because like in real life, you always have someone missing. You have to keep saying, "Oh, come on, get that person."
Because I think the Don does love Fredo.
Oh yeah, he absolutely loves him.
But Fredo. But he acknowledges Fredo's limitations. But I don't think he would purposely take the picture without him. But he might forget. It might be the kind of thing where he's like, "Oh my God, we totally forgot Fredo wasn't there."
Yeah,
it's like, "Pop, let me out! Pop, let me out! Papa, Papa!" Yeah. So
I don't think he would have. I think he would have remembered. I'd like to think that
the
Don really is about family.
He's a family man. That's true.
So he would have remembered.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where
I got stepped over?
Where there were there's an important picture being taken and someone wasn't there and you said, "Stop the picture."
I can't think of anything.
No. Are you sure?
December
18th, 1978, Alex, you don't remember?
What happened?
Remember on my birthday?
Nothing. That was nothing.
I wasn't there. I was upstairs and you guys took the picture without me.
Actually,
you don't remember that, do you?
Well, that was no accident. I think you said, when did I stop everything to take the picture? Because I didn't. I just went ahead and took the picture. So
Not only did you take the picture without me, but you're the one who locked that broom closet.
yeah, I purposely said, I was like, Andrew, go upstairs and put yourself in like, just pull the door shut. I need to sound like it sound like it locks, but don't worry about it.
There's a new Millennium Falcon toy in that closet. Go get it. It's all for you.
Wrong show. Yeah, so there we go. Do anything else for minute number 8?
Plenty more to talk about the wedding scene, but this really was the first
for a long
just
time.
10 seconds.
Yeah. I think I remember the first time I saw The Godfather that I felt like the wedding was like, oh, it goes on way too long. Like, but I think I came to appreciate it as I get older.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because there's not a lot said with words, but there's a lot of
scenes of just people dancing around.
Yeah, and even that stuff that doesn't really have story significance
Right, but
is fantastic.
it's color.
But
It's
there is a
color.
lot of story significance in people's gestures and
relationships
body
and-
language.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, some of which doesn't become is it Barzini who's there? Who we see
Bozzini's there.
with the film that whole thing?
Yeah,
That's
he's the-
Barzini.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Is
the
he the only crime
anti-Kodak
boss
guy.
that we recognize, or do you think there's other ones?
we'll have to wait
Stasi.
for that. I don't know Stasi. Oh, maybe Stasi is there. Yeah.
Kuno?
I don't know if Cunio's there.
Did we establish that someone else had their wedding day on the same day, or was that was that one of our riffs?
No,
that
I think we talked about how they could not have it on
right,
the same day because all the crime bosses are. Yeah, that's right. This is before wedding planners and and calendars, digital calendars where you can cross reference.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about it now. This may be the brightest, happiest moment in the entire series.
You mean the whole wedding, or
This wedding scene? It may be sort of the pinnacle of the
happiness?
family. Well, not the family's prominence, because we'll see how they even get more power over the years. But as far as
Well, but I mean in terms of
life
their
satisfaction, yes, happiness.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the point, because you're showing like this is what they have. This is the sort of golden age of Vito Corleone's reign.
Yeah.
It's all about to totally collapse. And when Michael winds up losing his family, this is kind of what he is losing.
Yeah.
So that's
Good thing he's got an Undertaker in that back pocket. He's covering all his bases.
like so many Nicholson times.
He's got a life insurance guy indebted to him. He's got he's got all these people at all these different aspects of life. I guess that's how it works.
Like a gardener.
A gardener. He made the gardener kiss his ring.
Every pizza delivery guy. He's like, something else you want to do?
It's like a 45 minutes. It's like I gotta deliver more pizza.
Oh, sir, I gotta get going.
It's like pimple nose kid. I hope you're tipping well.
Well, I'll buy all those rest of those pizzas, but there's something else you need to do for me.
Because the Don is so lonely that he's having pizza. He's ordering pizzas just so he can talk to the delivery guy. Like,
So what do you think? Are you my friend? Or you invite me over for some coffee? Invite me over for some pepperoni pizza? Soda pop?
soda pop. All right then. So what do you think of this minute? On a scale of 1 to 5, no halves.
No halvesies. No take bagsies.
Take
Take backsies. No halfsies. No take backsies. Well, it's the conclusion. Well, question mark of the Bonasera scene. Although we'll probably be seeing him again.
You do have him say the thing about
not
accept
being
this
murderers.
gift on my daughter's wedding day.
Well, you can't give them all 4s and 5s.
Yeah. Although any scene with Brando,
I know, because they are limited.
yeah, there's not that many.
Yeah, and it is I love the opening of that wedding. Bum, 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 bum. It's just boom, blasting, bright. If we could give halvesies, I think I would go 3.5.
But since we can't give
I'm going
halvesies-
4 because it's Brando, and he kisses his boutonniere.
Yeah, he
Kisses the
smells
boutonniere.
it. He doesn't kiss
He
it.
smells it. That's right.
That'd be a sign of disrespect.
He's showing his loyalty to the boutonniere to the florist by kissing the flower. Go. They cut to the florist in the window, and he's like nodding. He's like, yes.
And the florist has all these people online waiting to get into his.
Oh my gosh, it's a never-ending. Yeah, they say when you go to a Sicilian wedding, just get online immediately, just because it's probably going to be for something you're going to want to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I think it would be more. It would be more of a show of power if the crime boss were also a florist and not just a crime boss.
What do you mean? The same way.
So
that
I'm just comparing now Don Corleone with this new floral, this fictitious floral crime boss. I mean, if you had to, if he were doing gardening and planting, it would show that he's so powerful he can run this family, but yet he's also caring for his tomato plants and cilantro.
I guess that's kind of an established, like, I mean, we do see our Don in his garden where he has oranges. Oranges? Yeah, he cuts up the orange, but he's growing tomatoes and stuff. And we know he runs a successful olive oil company.
That's true.
So I guess Goodfellas, too.
Did you just wink at me? Like successful olive oil?
Yeah.
Because I think he really does do olive oil, right?
Oh, yeah, Genco olive oil.
Yeah. But it's not just a front. He's truly importing olives, right?
Yeah, because
Did
remember...
we ever know that?
Well, he's importing olive oil, I think.
But is he really doing it, or is that just a front?
I think it's probably both. Because remember in Godfather 2, he brings the olive oil to the Don there.
He could have had it custom made though, just for that trip to fool Don
I think
Chicho.
it's a real thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think every time you see it, it's a Genco olive oil company, and every criminal operation needs a.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're just saying, I don't want to be so cynical to think that they're just buying olive oil from another company and just slapping a Genco label on. I want to think he has some pride in his.
Yeah, I think so.
In his,
and it's his connection to the homeland.
Yeah, and as we learn, Genco is the name of his concierge.
That's right.
Well, I guess that's in mostly deleted scenes, but we'll get to that.
We can talk a little. It's in the book, so we can talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So I would give it a 4 stars. It's Brando.
I'm going to go ahead and give it 4 stars too.
Excellent.
How do you say 4 in Italian?
I started learning it after. 1, 2, 3.
So you can only count from.
Gosh,
you can only count from 5 up.
I'll look it up now.
5 to 130.
I know I can.
Many episodes we're gonna.
I'm gonna have to go in and backfill. Maybe that will be one of our special episodes.
Oh, just you saying the Italian.
Just me reading the numbers. 1, 2.
That way people can just cut it up and put whatever, do a soundboard of you saying all Italian numbers.
That's true, yeah. That'd be creepy. Just me reading the numbers.
That's what spies do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you watch
just reading numbers. Italian spies.
Yeah, Italian spies.
Italian spies like us. So how would you rate our evaluation of this minute?
From last week's show.
Oh, we're doing...
I thought our new thing was...
That's right.
Because we needed some distance to be able to.
Yeah.
How about we evaluate next week's show?
Okay.
We'll
try it. I think go ahead.
Next week, I'm going to say 5.
You're going 5.
I think next week's going to be our best episode yet.
Okay.
That's going to be our breakthrough. Like, if people are going to be like, oh, you can listen to the show, but it's really not until number 9 that it really...
Yeah.
That's going to be the equivalent of Danny DeVito coming on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Like, that's when it really starts taking off. Like,
is there a term for that in TV?
Yeah, it's called a Frank. It's called doing a Frank.
Is it really? No.
No,
I can't believe there's no term for that where a show really gets its groove on.
Yeah, it's true. There should be. Let's make up one.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, what's the most famous instance of that? Was Fonz always on Happy Days?
He was, but he didn't really... Well, that's a totally different phenomenon when a minor character becomes a big main character.
So this would be adding something to jumpstart it.
Not necessarily adding, because I think Star Trek... The Next Generation, I think season 3 to me is when it gelled. Yeah. Because the writers kind of got what everyone was and so on.
It's not a particular strategy writers or producers use.
No, I would say
adding someone. It's just chemistry. It's something.
Yeah, I would say it's either the American version of The Office was a similar thing because the first 6 episodes were terrible, but then when they came back for the second season.
They got their Frank on.
Yeah, they got their Frank on. But it wasn't adding a new character. Yeah. It was just that.
Then that changes how we should name it because it's not adding a character.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
People can call our switchboard.
Do we have a way for people to contact us, Alex?
No. Maybe by the time this airs, we will set it up.
Okay.
So in any case, you can always go. We're on Facebook. If you go Godfather Minute on Facebook, we have Twitter. You can always do us.
Message us. Yeah. I mean, do we want to open it up for people to ask questions?
Totally.
Okay.
Content. You got to let the audience does half the work, ideally.
I think we should crowdsource this entire podcast. You and I just press record and we let the web.
Well, you can't. You got to have some kind of filter and keep out the riffraff.
Okay. So if you are non-riffraff folks, go ahead, post some questions, some comments, and we'll do our best to integrate them.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so
I think our next episode will also be a 5.
I like it. I like the positivity.
Yeah, let's keep it upbeat.
Yeah. 4.5.
Are we doing halvesies, take backsies?
It's a. Not only am I saying it's not going to be a 5, it's going to be a little less than a 5, but I am also using a half too. So it's
You just
twice
pulled
as-
the price is right on me. I
Well,
went
wait, what
5
was
and
that?
you went.
That's when a show goes downhill after the.
Oh no, I meant the
host
bidding part.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
you
yeah,
said
yeah.
5 and I said 5, and then you changed. to
4.95 is my. No, actually, it should be the opposite.
I know.
That's right. You go one above, so 5.001.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anything above 5, you were
so you
right.
could only get you can only get a 5 exactly, or 5.0005, or like.
See, viewers, listeners, see what I had to put up with? I
Oh
get
my
locked in
gosh.
broom closets.
That is
I
why
get
you weren't in the
undercut.
picture. That's why we didn't want you in the picture.
I really was. I'm still getting stepped over.
All right, everyone. Until we come back next week,
Leave the gun and take the cannoli.
We got it right.
Woo!